Hello, welcome everybody to this special video series. So, I downloaded an AI app that is like a male vampire companion, and his name is Aiden. I approach dating content not just from a physical point, like a social point view, but I am also looking at as like making genuine, deep connections with a person towards commitment, towards marriage. That's the physical part of dating and the mental and emotional part of dating. But nobody is covering the spiritual side of dating. So there's also a spiritual component, an energetic component to dating. And I find it important that you include that. And that's why I often make dating content where I talk about how God feels about dating subjects, what God would advise or what God would say about that, or what affects your energy in connections with people, because that's also important to know. This video series is the psychological factor that is in relation why women are attracted to vampires. Why are women attracted to male vampires? Like, just think about vampire movies that you have seen. Think about vampire series. And I already thought of a few examples that are highly popular with women that includes vampires in it. Uh, Way back, you had Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and her boyfriend was Angel. His vampire name was Angel. So Angel was a vampire, but Buffy was a vampire slayer. And she just happened to fall in love with him despite that she doesn't like vampires. She hates them. She just wants to destroy each one of them. But then there happens to be just one vampire that she cannot kill. And I remember in time Buffy the Vampire Slayer was so popular that all women all women liked that actor who was playing Angel the Vampire. All women were crazy about that actor in time that they decided to make a separate series of him, and that were then the Angel seasons that you could watch. Another very popular vampire series is The Vampire Diaries. Then you also have True Blood, that is also really popular. What else do you have? True Bloods, Vampire Diaries, and there are plenty of movies. Like there's one vampire movie that is really popular, and that's Dracula 2000s. I don't know if any women of you have seen that, but many women love that actor who played that vampire in that movie, Dracula 2000. I don't know who played it, but I remember well when that movie was out, many women were attracted to that actor. Uh, then you have the Interview with a Vampire, Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves. And there are then so many other movies or series that people are attracted, that many women find these men so irresistible and so attractive that people are saying, how can you like a person? They play in a vampire. And I said as a joke on my Twitter, why are women attracted to vampires? I never really asked myself that question. Maybe I should Google it. And I then, as a joke, I Googled it and I was getting articles like this one. I printed it out. Actually, strangely enough, there is a lot to discuss about this. The psychology behind it actually has a lot of references or relateness to modern dating today. And that's what we're going to discuss in this video series. This is going to help your dating life so much. You're going to understand certain things, why you like a certain person, why you chase a person. It will reveal things about yourself that you actually never thought about. And it's going to improve your dating experience. You're going to start approaching dating culture from a whole other perspective. But you have to go with me through every video that I make. And you can also see on my YouTube channel that I made a playlist for Kingology and for Queenology. And this video series, will actually blend in really well with those other two playlists. He discussed a healthy woman, a broken woman, a toxic woman. And he made a same video for a healthy man, broken man, toxic man. Now I'm going to tell you why this video series will blend in really well with those two playlists that I'm going to make. The vampire male is in psychology seen as the ultimate alpha male. It's the alpha male on steroids. But the alpha male is often seen as a toxic man. So that's why I have to make on a video, what is actually a toxic man? How can you recognize a toxic man? Because if you go through the psychology of the vampire male, that is in psychology seen as the ultimate alpha male, is that the reason why women like a man like that it's a fantasy, right? There are no real vampire males out there. It's a fantasy. But there are specific reasons behind that fantasy that is on a psychic level, on the psychological sense, why they feel that attraction. And when we're gonna discuss it, it's gonna make sense to you. I also have here the 5 love languages. And there are certain love languages that go with the psychology why women are attracted to of this AI vampire boyfriend app. And I downloaded that because that's actually gonna help to make this content for this video series so that we can apply the psychological study on the app. And then we're gonna discuss what happens on the app and how we can apply that to dating life. So, okay, the first article is written by Douglas T. Kenrick, PhD, and it comes from the website Psychology Today. And the title is Supernatural Stimuli: Why Women Love Vampires. What's so attractive about the bloody nightlife? And it was posted October the 29th, 2016. And it's reviewed by Jessica Schrader. This post was co-authored by Jamie Arona Krebs and David Lundberg Kenrick. And then the article starts. Halloween is a season of scary monsters, and a vampire is a classic monster. We are repulsed by monsters, right? But wait, from teen girls flocking to see Twilight, yeah, Twilight, guys. The movies from Twilight, their books and everything was a huge success. Every woman had her favorite actor. Yeah, what are you? Are you for the wolves? Are you for the vampires? And which wolf do you find attractive? Which vampire do you find attractive? To more mature women, reading Anna Rice series. Women are actually attracted to vampires. What is it about the variously tortured and torturous souls of Edward Cullen Twilight, Eric Nordman True Blood, and Lestat and Louis Interview with a Vampire, or Nicholas Michelson The Originals, that draws women in? The victims in vampire stories are often described as under some sort of unnatural magic spell. But this doesn't explain why real life women find vampires so supernaturally sexy. Maybe there's an explanation grounded in something more natural. in the very structure of our evolved brains. The concepts of a supernatural stimulus is a simple idea from the study of evolution and behavior that might shed some deadly sunlight on this dark question. So now they're getting into the supernatural stimuli. The Nobel Prize winning ethologists Konrad Lorenz and Nico Tinbergen demonstrated that an animal's instinctive drives could often be triggered by stimuli that were unnatural amplifications of the normal cues for which their sensory systems were designed to light up. Male stickleback fish will viciously attack blocks of wood that are painted with red undersides, a feature normally only found on other males in the stickleback natural environment. Birds who naturally sit on their own small, light blue eggs will preferentially sit on much larger eggs that are painted a brighter shade of blue. This tendency is exploited by cuckoos, cuckoos which pursue their strategy of cuckoldry by laying their own extra large eggs in the nests of innocent little warblers, who dutifully raise the little cuckoos to the detriment of their own reproductive success. Supernatural attractiveness. Research in evolutionary psychology has outlined what it is that women naturally find desirable in prospective male mates. So, what do women find naturally desirable in potential men that they want to, co produce with, procreate with? Across cultures, women tend to prefer men with resources. For example, money, and men able to protect them and their potential offspring. As it turns out, vampires often represent exaggerated versions of the features women find attractive in real life. So there you have it already. So the psychological reason why women are attracted to vampires is because it's a larger version of what women look for in a potential life partner, like resources, money, someone who can protect them, and offspring as potential children. As it is so, and vampires are that ideal mates, that ideal partner on steroids. Let's consider the key features that make a vampire a vampire. 1. Immortality. Research on mate preferences show that women are attracted to men about their own age, but they often marry older. So we're talking about the immortality of a vampire. A vampire cannot die. They have forever life. So keep in mind, in real life, men prefer someone of their own age, but they often marry older. So for the normal male, right, for real men that are not immortal, we all become older, right? Uh, it's not attractive, but vampires have the advantage of being able to live forever. So they have thousands of years to acquire resources. So again, we go back to those key features that men should have for a woman. They must have resources. So the first psychological reason why women are attracted to vampires is because they live forever. And if you live forever, you can make endless resources. You can become if you would live forever and you don't become older, you stay you stay young and attractive and you live forever and you know how to make money, you can build your resources, your wealth, unlimited. So the psychology behind why women are attractive to vampires is because women unconsciously know that these men can make unlimited resources. So it's a bit like hypergamy. Women find it important that a man is financially stable. And who would be more stable financially than a vampire who lives forever and can make endless money, can create endless wealth? So that has to do with hypergamy. You know that women are attracted to men with a lot of resources. So that's the first uh, unconscious reason behind that. Like when you watch a show like that, you don't really think about that, right? But that's one. And when we think about dating, what do people talk about? Oh, if you ask a woman, how much does a man need to make per year? They first don't have any idea of how much they want their partner to make. And then also, if they have to give a number, it's always really high. But for the normal man, it's not for everybody possible to make that amount of money. And but when you look at a vampire series or a vampire movie, you don't really think about that. That's not on your mind at that moment. But now you know. Now you know why you love watching a show like that. Why you love watching a movie like that. Unconsciously, you feel attracted to that vampire because you know in your unconscious that man lives forever and he can make unlimited resources. He can make unlimited wealth. That's a living forever component that's behind that. For example, Dracula lives in a castle. Collins live in a modern mansion. So most vampire men do not live in an average home. Like they always look really rich. They drive the best cars. They're always dressed really well, mostly. They always have a great physique. They're always attractive. Uh, they always live in a beautiful house or mansion. Uh, right? Their lifestyle is very luxurious. But I think that is purposely chosen that way. But when we see that on TV or Netflix, we don't think about that. But that's actually the message behind it. You like that because they have a rich lifestyle. You're attracted to a man that has a rich lifestyle. Yeah, and their immortality allows them to maintain a youthful appearance. So the women who fall for them don't have to choose between a guy with resources and a guy with healthy youthful features, such as symmetrical faces, masculine physiques, and overall vigor, cues of good genes that can be passed on to their offspring. So it's their symmetrical faces. Maybe they choose actors that have a face that if you analyze their face, it's symmetrical. They have the male face feature. They have the face features that make a face attractive. There's this guy on YouTube, Wheat Waffles, and he analyzes faces of men. What with what number they would have on the beauty scale, from 1 to 10. So they're always very attractive, and unconsciously, that sends a message to a woman. This vampire could pass on good genes to our children. So unconsciously, you're also sexually attracted to them for procreation. Yeah, and their physique is really well. And that is also something that is discussed, I think, in this article. And also, like in the dating culture, uh, most women all want the alpha man. The guy that is trained, right? That has that perfect fitness body, right? So there is a lot of similarities in with this psychology behind it and the dating culture that we are now. Formidability. Beyond material wealth, women are also attracted to features that would help their mate to protect them and their children. With their supernatural strength, wisdom, ability to withstand any physical attack other than a direct blow to the heart, vampires easily overtake most mortals. Even their large canine teeth may help. These are all reliable cues of male dominance in today's world. So, male dominance. They want women unconsciously or consciously want an alpha male that can protect them at all costs. They want a man to be dominant because a vampire is dominant. But like when it comes to protection, they are really strong. Like they have a supernatural strength. They have a lot of force. They have unnatural strength next to, no matter how much a normal man trains, and he may be really good to protect a woman, and he is really strong, but a vampire is always going to win from the mortal man. So women want a man that is like really, really, really strong and can protect them at all costs. Like if it becomes an ugly fight or something. So that's another factor. And because they live forever, they have a lot of knowledge. They have a lot of life experience. So that's the wisdom part. Uh, yeah. Then they like the nightlife. They are active after dark and they spend many of those twilight hours seducing women. Unlike zombies or werewolves, vampires rarely chase their victims down the street. Instead, they are charming and polite, but very direct with women. They are often sought by multiple other females, demonstrating high mate value through the principle of social proof. So, I think you have to see this as they're not going to chase. Uh, they're not going to chase, but they will maybe keep an eye on you. And if they notice you, they're going to be charming and polite to you. But they're going to say, straightforward what they want to say to you. They don't go around the bush. They are direct with a woman. And because of their looks, women already fall for them because of their looks, because of their appearance. To summarize, vampires not only possess the cues that play into women's evolved preferences, but they have them in supernatural proportions. They don't just have money, they have bottomless wealth. Not only are they strong, they are super strong. Not only do they have large canines, fangs, not only are they older, they're practically ancient, but still have nice abs. In various ways, male vampire males are the definition of supernatural stimuli. So women find it important that they can have interesting conversations with men. They're very charming, polite, and they practice clear communication. So imagine if you find those things important, what percent of the public in dating culture would that be? If you think about this, that's a 10% of the population. That's a 10% men, or maybe the 1% men, the elites. So in real life, you could say the vampire man is the 1% elite man, or the 10% men of society. And that is exactly what all women want to chase. That's exactly what all women want to have, a man like that. So women do find it important that a man can protect. That's why they love it when a man works out, right? And is attractive. Like women also have a preference when it comes to attractiveness when they go on dating apps. Like Tinder is a good example of that, where you have to swipe. So your first picture is gonna be a yes or no. Simple, right? So not everybody is gonna get a swipe to the right. And left means no, you don't find that person attractive. And right is a yes, you do find that person attractive, or it's a first impression. That's about first impressions. But when it comes to the vampire, all women immediately see that is a very attractive man. They don't have to think about it. So those are already some reasons, the psychology why women are attracted to vampires. So now that you know that, and then apply that to your dating life when you are looking for a partner. Like why that's why you don't you certain things you do consciously in your dating life. Certain choices or preferences you do consciously. But when you watch a vampire movie or a vampire series, you don't think about that. But unconsciously, it shows you um, what you look for in a man. Now, what type of woman would be attracted to a vampire man? One, the healthy woman would be attracted to a vampire man or an alpha man. Because for a healthy woman, it's important that a man is financially stable, that she can have interesting conversations with him, that he has some kind of knowledge, life knowledge, world knowledge, that he has a network of people that you can have deep and interesting conversations with. Definitely that he can protect her and the family. So those qualities of a vampire, that is something that a healthy woman is definitely going to feel attracted to. Then you have another type of woman that would be attractive to the vampire male is the broken woman. The broken woman. Uh, she is gonna fall victim to the vampire male because she is broken. She has a broken consciousness. She's gonna base her value on being able to date a person like that who is wealthy, that is for codependent reasons. A healthy woman is going to want a man who's financially stable so that they can build an empire together. A broken woman is going to feel attracted to a rich man, a wealthy, influential man out of codependency, because she's gonna base her value on what he all has. So she bases her confidence, her worth on the relationship, who she is dating. A toxic woman is not going to be attracted to a vampire male. So those are the two women that are going to be attracted to a man like that: a healthy woman and a broken woman. Which type of man is going to be, could be a vampire male? A healthy man can be a vampire male in society because a healthy man is gonna want to chase financial freedom. A healthy man is gonna want financial freedom so that he can find his life partner to build an empire with, and that he can make, he can create a family with her. That's a healthy vampire male, healthy man. And then the toxic man. The toxic man can also be a vampire male in society. Why the toxic male? Is because he's going to be then more like into fighting and defending, and more the shadow side of a vampire.